Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Susan Lynn. I'm a psychic medium. Thank you for joining me today for another episode of where my spirit guides become political pundits and I answer your political questions through them. So today we're going to be talking about some pretty hard questions. I think you guys have been studying up for the exam or something because you guys really put your thinking caps on and came up with some pretty what I consider to be some profound political questions. So buckle up, Buttercup. It's going to be a wild ride today, I think. So here we go. The first question is from Hurricane Force 1, which I know your name, and because I'm connected to my spirit guides, I don't know what that is right now. For you guys new to the channel, I basically quasi-channel this. So I take my Susan's mind and ego and I kind of push it to the side and I let the spirit guides come through. Now you can see me interacting because you'll see me have a reaction to what the spirit guides say. Sometimes I disagree. So you'll see me actually come in and disagree with them. And look, I'm human, okay? That's all I can say. I really am. Okay, first question from Hurricane Force 1 is what's going on with Pompeo and Bolton? Well, Bolton has a new book out. And it is they just called it a barn burner of a book. Maybe my political pundits are Amish or from some other part of the country. I don't know, but we don't have barns down here in Houston. Anyway, Bolton and Pompeo. Okay, this is what the guides want to say about this is that have we not seen book after book after book of people writing truly what should have been reserved for courtroom analysis and testimony? Instead, these Republicans are cashing in, and some Democrats are cashing in and writing books. And again, it goes back to the same thing that the spirit guide pundits have been saying from months and months ago, and that is that Biden is trying, I mean, this analogy is getting so old, we need to retire it. But again, I don't know what else to say except for they just keep showing me the boiling pot on the stove. The lid is coming off, and Biden is trying to keep the lid on it, right? Listen, I'm not saying Biden's doing nothing. As a matter of fact, I had a really big hit this morning about what's really happening, which helps me understand it, and I will talk about that. But again, what the guides had said was the pressure for Biden to talk publicly about what's going on is going to come from the outside. They've been saying this. It's going to come from investigative journalists. It's going to come from these books. Literally, these books, what my guides are showing me right now, is that these books are going to be Exhibit A in the courtroom. Can anybody tell me when that's ever happened? That the primary, now of course, they're saying that books have been written and been used in a courtroom, but not in this way, right? Almost as a gotcha, like, the defense or the prosecution says, oh, but in this book 5 years ago, you mentioned da-da-da-da-da, right? As a way to go back and sort of scrub someone's history and then use it against them. In this case, these books are being written in real time, in real legal time, right? While the crimes haven't even been completely investigated. These books are written and published and are literally being sold before the case comes before the court. This is new, okay? And it's something among the literally probably 150 things that need to be addressed, right? Our judicial system seems to be broken. We need to find a way to say, if you're going to write about this, we're going to haul you in before this, prosecutor or someone to get your, I can't think of a word. They're showing me the place where you sit at the table and you give your thing. I know you guys are screaming in at the screen right now. I know you are. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. When the guides are talking to me, I have to use their words, and so if this time they showed me a picture instead of words, and I can't draw you that picture, so you'll just have to figure it out on your own. It's going to come to me in about 30 seconds. When I stop thinking about it and get out of the way, it comes. So what's going on between Bolton and Pompeo is Bolton has this barn burner of a book, and it's true. The guides are telling me everything in this book is true. Bolton ran every single sentence as if they're showing me, a microfiche. Now they're from 1850 or something. Look, a microfiche for real. Like an X-ray. Every word, like what Google does to all of our videos. They listen to our videos and X-ray every word to see what we're talking about, so they know what to sell you. I digress. So Bolton has had this book, gone through with a fine-tooth comb, to put it plainly. He's going to stand behind everything that he says in this book, and this book is damning. This book will be Exhibit A in more than one court case. One of those court cases is going to be Pompeo's. So they're showing me Trump. They're showing me Trump being deposed. Is that the word? Is that the word I was looking for? It's not. Deposed is one word, but I was looking for another word. When you give your own history of what you think the facts are for the court of law, you state what you think happened. God, I wish I could come up with that word. Anyway, Bolton's book is more damning. They just told me it's up there. It's going to be. They're showing me it's almost like a blueprint of what happened. Like literally, there's going to be some things in that book that literally connect the dots for prosecutors in some cases, like they didn't know. This was two dots they were trying to connect between two people, and Bolton's book connects the dots. Isn't that insane, you guys? It's like we're living in the Wild West, where there are no laws, there are no rules, there are no traditions. We're finding out that our country's been run on traditions. And that's what Trump and a lot of the Republicans just tore apart. They tore apart our traditions. It's tradition that the Supreme Court justices recuse themselves. Many of them have, except for Thomas, right? He doesn't have to. Nobody can make him recuse himself. It's simply what they need to do for their own good. And again, traditions gone. So we're going to have to go back through and figure out what we really do need to make amendments to the Constitution, and or what we need to start litigating a little bit better. So that's what's going on with Bolton and Pompeo. I already talked too much on the first question. Lily wants to know, Lily White Metal, thank you for your questions, everybody. I really appreciate it. I jumped on this fast because last time I had like 60 questions, and I think now I only have 40, and I can't do 60 questions. So don't think I could do 40. This was sad. This is one of those things where I'm going to disagree with my guides. Let me take a deep breath and release that. You might want to as well, since you've been screaming at the screen for 5 minutes to tell me what that word is. I guess, Lily says, I guess Arkansas will elect Sarah Sanders, Huckabee Sanders. It just kills me to see a change in this. Right now, at this moment, the energy suggests that she will win. It makes me incredibly sad. The human part of this component talking right now. The guides, I guess I'll tell you what the guides say, that all is as it should be. Whose side are they on? Again, we need to, this is something they've been talking about for a while. We sort of need to experience the outcome of our either activity or inactivity, right? We choose, we have free will. If through our own inactivity, we allow Sarah Huckabee Sanders to be elected, then that is our choice. And then we get to learn the lesson based on that choice. Now, before you guys scream at me and or them, you have to understand that they understand that the voting is rigged, that the laws are rigged, that the justices are now rigged, the judges, the courts, everything is rigged against the majority. The majority of Americans are being outvoted by the minority and controlled by the minority. But they understand that. They understand that, and to whatever degree that they can, they're trying to balance that. Not because they meddle in the affairs of men and mice or whatever it is. It's because because when the Earth gets out of balance, it affects all the other planets and solar systems, and that's bad. So they allow us to get so far out of balance, and then when we get dangerously close to becoming imbalanced in such a way that will affect other organisms and energies and entities, then they get involved. Okay, so they have been involved, but it's really on a very dire basis, right? So they're saying, listen, this is what I said, I think, in the last video, that we have to get out. We are the majority, right? If we all vote, even if they take out 20% of our votes through these methods that they have of gerrymandering or vote splitting, all these things that they do, we still can make a difference. We can make a difference. We have to. What do we want? This is what the guides are saying. If we want it bad enough, we'll change it. Okay? So in their viewpoint, by us, and I again, this is what they're saying. Whoa, sorry about that. Okay, trying to film this during Mercury retrograde is quite interesting. Okay, so I have no idea. My camera just stopped working in the middle of that, and I have no idea where it stopped. So I'm going to go back to the beginning theoretically and tell you that the last thing I was talking about before Zoe saw a cat out the window and had a decompensation is that we were talking about Arkansas and Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and we were saying that the spirit guides are telling me that we voted her in, right? The people who voted her in. The people that didn't do enough voted her in. I know that makes you mad. It makes me mad because everything is stacked against us. And we want to say, how can we win when they've rigged everything against us? Again, they're saying that at some point, Americans will, because we are the majority here. The people that are the Democrats are the majority voters. At some point, we're going to get tired of this, and we're going to really make a dent in this issue. We're going to have to protest. We're going to have to protest. Of course, we're going to have to do it safely. We're going to have to wear masks. We're going to have to be vaccinated. And maybe we'll have to wait until this summer when this pandemic slows down quite a bit, okay? Now, we don't want to ever do anything violent. We don't want to ever do anything unlawful. And we certainly do not want to be in front of or counter-protesting those nut jobs, because that's what they want. Do not counter-protest. Stay at home. If you're having a legal, peaceful protest and the counter-protesters show up, do not engage with them. Okay, that is what they want. They want a war, okay? Do not engage. However, regardless of all those things, the guides keep telling me we have to be more visible. We have to show the media. We have to get in front of TVs. We have to get in front of videos in masses, in multiple states, multiple cities, multiple months, ongoing. They're saying ongoing. This is what we need to do, okay? This is what we can do besides voting, besides donating, besides block walking, besides traveling to a nearby state or city to help a candidate out. All those things are absolutely necessary. And then on top of that, we're going to get pushed to the point where we simply need to get on in the streets. And that's just the bottom line. Okay, I have no idea what was recorded and wasn't, so I'm going to move on and try to put it all together in a minute. Okay, Janie Cutlass says, when is McConnell and Dejoy leaving? Listen, girl, McConnell is, I've mentioned this before, and I even mentioned it recently when I was on with Linda G on our Thursday night show. McConnell is impossible to read psychically. What I do psychically, or I'm doing a few things here. at once. Believe it or not, I can do this multi things at a time in this one area of my life. I can look at somebody psychically and say, the energy around this person is such that they're likely to do X, Y, Z. Okay? The energy is pushing them. There's no way they're going to not be affected by this energy that seems to be pushing them towards this action. That's one way that I read. That's psychically. Second, I talk to my spirit guides. My political pundit spirit guides say this is going to happen or that's going to happen. Again, unless it is a contract, unless it is a soul contract. For instance, you may have a soul contract to have a baby, and you may wait until 35 and then you have that baby because Spirit gave you till you were 35 and you didn't want to do it, and they were like, says right here, you signed a contract that you're going to have a baby. So boom, at 35, you're going to have a baby. Now, maybe you should have had it at 21. Who knows? But you're going to do it, okay? We don't have contracts about very many things, okay? We really don't. There's just a few things in our lives that we need to do because we said we would do it before we came down here. The rest of it is free will. So when my spirit guide pundits say, McConnell is sick, his wife is going to jail, they're going to be out of the office, I honestly, my spirit guides and I both thought that McConnell would already be out of the office by now. He was really supposed to be out in December of last year. Here we are, January 30th, 2022. He's still in office. This is the man who breaks everything. He even breaks psychic predictions because with him, if he's in this energy that suggests that no human would stay in this energy. They would flee, they would run, they would hide, right? I mean, they just would. I mean, no one would do this. McConnell does. McConnell stands in it and be damned. Be damned, all of you, right? He does not act like every other human would in a similar situation, okay? He is the captain that's going down with the ship. He is the captain that's going down with the ship is what they just said. So he's not going to get in the rowboat and save himself. He's just going to go down with the ship. Because for him, what they just told me, is that he knows he's going down anyway. Right? I mean, at some point, and they just showed me Bonnie and Clyde. Why? Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde. Because they could have fled to Canada, I guess, right? They could have assumed some sort of new identity and literally stopped bank robbing. They could have. People do. They find people all the time who are 80 years old and been living a normal life and finally found out through DNA that they killed somebody when they were 30. Never did it again. Had a completely normal life, right? This is what O'Connell could do. This is where Lindsey Graham is right on the edge of. Lindsey Graham is right on the edge of it. But McConnell feels like he's already going down. He might as well get stuff done. He might as well continue his evil, that's Susan, his evil, acts while he's still got power. He's not going to ever let go of the power. He would have to be removed. He would have to be, the word is removed from office. So what that means is he's not going to step down on his own. He was trying to have a successor, but again, nobody is McConnell, right? No successor that he could think of would be as hardcore as he is. And he truly believes, wow, they're really crazy today. He truly believes, I mean, they're showing me the Civil War. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand that Kentucky was in the South? Okay? He truly believes that. I mean, I'm just going to leave it at that. But he truly believes the South should have won. Go back Take your time today and go back and look at his history of voting and see if that doesn't concur. But that is what he would rather continue battling. It's as if he's a soldier. He's going to battle to the end. He's not going to take the easy way out. It's too late anyway. He's already committed the crimes. It's too late. He's not going to get... But it is true. Even though he's committed the crimes, I don't see him in jail. I mean, he's protected and he's of the ruling class. Doesn't that just get your gall? Okay. Don't even get me talking about McConnell. He's the one that just gets under my skin for those reasons. Worse than anybody, worse than Trump even. Janie also has, and Dejoy. When is Dejoy leaving? They just told me he has to be voted out. I guess that's by the committee, right? Isn't there a committee? And Biden's two choices are being held up, of course. So Biden hasn't been able to put two new, whatever they are. Why do they call them electors? Anyway, he hasn't been able to put his two people in that committee. So he's not leaving until that happens. When is that going to happen? When is his people going to be after the midterms? See, this is what I'm saying, guys. I'm trying to channel, and when you're channeling, your ego has to be out, right? Like, so when I'm doing readings, I don't know Janie, and I can step to the side and just let spirit tell her what she needs to know, right? And of course I can be empathetic and be sad or whatever if there's something going on, or happy or elated. But for the most part, it's much easier for me. But this stuff makes me, Susan, upset. So I'm constantly having to have Susan coming in and then going back out, Susan coming in and going back out. And it's frustrating and it's a little bit exhausting because it makes me very upset to hear that Dejoy won't be out until after the midterms. It makes me upset that they are blocking us so much that nothing is getting done. It makes me, well, that's the thing. That's what they just said, is that when we get mad enough, we will take to the streets and we will really show them our numbers and how serious we are. Again, not violently and not any law breaking, but simply 1 million people taken to the streets all the time, not just in Seattle, everywhere, right? Everywhere. This is where we're headed, you guys. Take a deep breath. Okay, will Jenny Thomas be held accountable? Yes, Jenny Thomas. Look, there are some laws, there are some justices that aren't bought and paid for, and Jenny Thomas will be censored, is what they just said. I think what they mean is that she will be pushed down, not able to operate as freely as she has been. She's been operating without any fear of legal retribution. Okay, that's how she's been operating, because honestly, she's married to a Supreme Court justice, and there's so many Federalists, there's so many right-wing justices in the appellate courts. They said that she just feels like she's got a really good chance, right? She's an odds girl. She's like, odds are I'm going to come across one of those judges that supports me. So she's been acting with abandon, okay? But they're telling me that she's going to find her abilities, her scope, her scope of influence is going to be muted, okay? They're not. I don't see her going before a judge civilly. She might be sued civilly. This is what we're left with, is civil lawsuits. But it's not soon, okay? The best we're going to hope for is that they mute her, they muzzle her. Wow, that's good. All right, and then she says, is SCOTUS Thomas going to retire? Yes, SCOTUS Thomas is going to retire. I think this is part of this thing with Jenny Thomas being muted and muzzled. It's sort of not a plea deal, but a bargain that he needs to retire. There's something that's going to crack open. It goes back to Bolton's book. And I'm not saying Bolton's book talks about Justice Thomas. I'm saying that Bolton's book connects dots. That the CIA, FBI, and the DOJ have been trying to connect. And they all have dots way over here. Bolton's book is way over here. But they connect the two. Oddly enough. Even though they're not really connected, there's a person in there that connects them. So something is going to crack open. And yes, listen, this is the first justice that's being replaced, albeit a Democrat with a Democrat. But everybody has seen, I mean, me and Linda G and all the psychics have seen 2 to 3 justices being replaced this year. So I'm really going to say 2. I'm hearing at least 2. The third is 50-50, but at least 2. And is Thomas going to be one of them? Oh, I got that earlier that he wasn't going to be. See, that made me mad too. Oh, God. No, they said no. Just makes me so mad. God, it makes me mad. Okay, anyway, I got to put my ego back. Okay, Thomas may not go this year. But a Republican is going, yes or no? Yes, a Republican is going. Okay. All right, let's move on. Okay. Really quick and easy one is Belva Weston. I know it's quick and easy because I did this video once and it didn't record. Can I tell if the South Dakota governor, Christie Noem, will be elected in the next term in office? No. I hear a no. It seems like there's different qualities to their voice. when they have this kind of deep, finalized, reverent voice, that's one that I trust implicitly. It sort of means that it's already been decided on some level. So no, she's not going to be reelected. That's good news. Seascape says, is Bolton the last nail in Trump's coffin? Bolton is sort of the last nail in a lot of things. Again, his book is going to be a barn burner. But I will tell you this with Trump, okay? This is something the guides have been saying for months and months and months. So you can just take it to the bank, okay? They show me, say, 100 archers, archers. They have bows and arrows, and there's 100 of them. And it's like a firing squad, and they're all got their arrows ready. And there is this target in front of them. And, it has the little circles and whatnot. And it's a paper target, but we all know who that stands for, and his name starts with a T, and he was a 45. Of those 100 arrows, maybe 5 hit the target, okay? But 5 do hit the target, and 1 or 2 of them are bullseyes. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying here? There's 100 people investigating him, 100 ways this guy could go down. And thank God that there's 5 that's going to bring him, that's going to hit. It's sad that 95 are going to miss, but 5 are going to hit and 2 or 3 are going to be bullseyes, okay? So I don't know that Bolton is the last nail. I think Bolton is, again, some really good connect the dots that maybe help the last nail. I'm also getting that it could be something, and I need to talk about this. I don't know if this was on the video or not, but I'm not going to talk about it right now, but I'm going to talk about it in a few minutes. This big download that I had this morning. Hold on, I have to stay with them. I get off my connection. Is Bolton the last nail in Trump's coffin? I don't know. I just lost what I was going to say. It's going to come back. Oh, right. Okay, thank you. They're bringing it back. Okay. Okay, maybe I should talk about it now. Right. Thank you. Right. Okay. I was talking about, I was getting that what is going to bring T down, what is going to bring 45 down. And it's going to be something that's not what you think. Okay. There's a reason for this. It's the download that I got this morning that was like a big aha. I've been struggling for this for months, and I know you guys have too. Why isn't the DOJ doing more? Why isn't Garland doing more? I know people say, and I vacillate back and forth, and I know people are saying, look, Nixon took, almost 2 years, blah, 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 blah. I get it. And I also get that the DOJ wants to make sure that every single I is dotted and every single T is crossed, because these people are masterminds. They have spent 4 or 5 decades with our laws, with our Constitution, with the amendments to the Constitution. They know where the loopholes are. They know where it's just a tradition and it's not a law. So the DOJ is being very careful. That's one thing. But here's the big aha moment, okay? And I'm going to say this. They've been trying to tell me this, and I've been saying it on videos, but I didn't understand it. This is something that happens, right? Humans can only understand what we can perceive, right? If something appeared in front of you and you had no context for it and you couldn't understand it or believe it, you wouldn't see it. You would just choose not to see it. Do you understand? This is what happened when one of the big schooner ships was sitting in the sea, and the Native Americans met a rowboat, and they acknowledged the rowboat. And when they pointed to the sea and said, "We're from that boat," they couldn't see the boat, even though the explorers could see the boat. It was within plain view. They couldn't understand it. Your mind says, "I don't know what that is. I'm just going to blot it out." Okay? So this is what's been happening to us. So here's why we haven't been able to perceive what's going on with 45 and his demise through the DOJ. Here's what's happening. Remember how I was saying earlier that that Biden was trying to keep the lid on the thing, which is all of the things that Trump is doing, the lid on the pot. What they told me this morning was, they want me to tell you that even Nancy Pelosi has come out and said, we've given all of this information and evidence to the DOJ. Surely they have enough evidence to do something. Even Nancy Pelosi said that. And even today, I was reading that the Jan 6 just keeps like gobbling up data and evidence, just getting just incredible amounts of evidence that the DOJ doesn't have to do. The DOJ doesn't have to call these people in because Jan 6 is calling them in and getting their, information and their testimony and sending it to the DOJ. Now, why is that happening, right? We want to say Merrick Garland is doing nothing. The DOJ is doing nothing, right? That's what we want to say because that's what we see. That's what we can perceive. Okay? So what my aha moment was this morning, and this is what they've been telling me, and I just wasn't able to put it together. I literally wasn't able to put it together on the level that I am now, and that is that they are going after, the DOJ is going after the people like the Oath Keepers, Mr. Pirate. They just took down Mr. Pirate, and they didn't let him have bail. I mean, he's in jail until he goes to court. They didn't let him out because he's at a risk, and they charged him with sedition. Okay? So here's the aha moment. The aha moment is that the DOJ, okay, this is for real. And I don't want to, people vacillate between you're too scary, you're telling us things we don't want to hear, and then other people saying, tell us everything. So I don't know. But here's the thing. And this is I want to say this is the God's honest truth, because feels absolutely resonant with me that they're telling me this. And that is that if something happens to 45 or Barr or Bannon specifically, there's a few people, there's 5 or 6 people. It's a trigger. And then there's going to be attacks on U.S. soil by U.S. citizens. Do you understand what I'm saying? Sort of like a CIVIL, right? WAR. Okay? Now, it's not going to be, I don't want you to be scared, because they're just a bunch of idiots with, it's not going to be good, but it's not going to be bad. It's going to be very isolated. It's going to be in very isolated cities and towns and states. It's not going to be across the country, because they don't have that kind of support. But it will be, haven't the guides been saying for 6 months at least, the IRA. Remember the IRA in Ireland? Remember that? How they would have attacks against their own people, trying to win their own freedom from Britain. This is what, and I've even talked to people in very high level security in the United States that I've done readings for, and they've said the same things to me. So I've run it by them, and they've said, yes, this is what we're worried about as well. So this is what Biden and Garland are worried about. Okay, this is the lid on the pot that he's trying to. So now it makes sense. What he's doing, you guys, is not nothing. What he's doing is taking out the people that would cause the attacks first. He's going after the pirate, the oath keepers, the 1%ers, whatever they are. He's going after those people and neutralizing is the word they just said, neutralizing those groups, those leaders as much as they can before they put these big people on the stand, before they put 45, before they put Bannon, Barr, Flynn especially on the stand. Do you understand why? Because when those people go on the stand, all hell is going to break loose in this country with these nut jobs. Okay? So they're going after the nut jobs first so that they can make sure that there won't be as much reprisal as the word you're using. Won't be so many reprisals happening in the United States after that. So that makes sense. It makes me feel better about what's going on at the DOJ. They certainly are going after these people. They're locking them up. They're not letting them have freedom. I actually have a client who's somebody was at the Capitol, and that person is locked in solitary confinement, and they didn't even do that much at the Capitol. So, they're trying to isolate these people, take them out of commission. They're trying to break the groups up. So that's important, I think, you guys. That's an important aha moment here for us. The DOJ is doing what it can on the down low. Now, I feel like they're letting Nancy Pelosi and the Jan 6 committee take the heat. They're letting these people, meaning the nut jobs, focus on that instead of the DOJ. And I think they're doing that so that the DOJ, if the DOJ is seen as being inactive and inept, then you're going to be a lot less likely to cover your tracks. You're going to be a lot more likely to just go do whatever you do because you think they're idiots and they don't know what they're doing. But in reality, they do. Okay? So hopefully that all makes sense. I'm telling you, when I do these things, I don't know what I just said 2 minutes ago because it's just a stream of consciousness. Thank you for that question. So Pam at home, I think I just answered your question. She says, do you see the DOJ getting some guts to act on the Jan 6 commission? No shows. No, I don't see it. I don't see that because I don't think, now that I understand, and I feel like I have a much better understanding for once, and I have been just upset about this DOJ thing. But I finally am getting a sense of why they're doing what they're doing. It's almost as if they're showing me SEAL Team 6 going in and taking out, Osama bin Laden, right? It's clandestine. It's under the surface. We're doing a lot under the surface, okay? We don't want anybody to know what we're doing. We don't want anybody to know we're doing anything at all. We want to act like we're inept. We want to act like we're not doing anything. But truly, they are nabbing these people that are going to be problematic once these things start being prosecuted. These people start being prosecuted. It makes sense to me. And when I talk to you guys later, maybe it'll make more sense to me because, like I said, I'm not really 100% here right now. Okay, so Patricia says, someone was added to the postal board who's a Republican pro 45. What is going on? I thought Dejoy was supposed to be gone sooner than later. I know, Patricia. We just talked about this. I hope the video got interrupted at least twice. I understand that Biden has 2 appointees that are being blocked. And I think that when I ask them about this, how did this Republican pro 45 get on the postal board? He has business connections. He has business connections. He's a lobbyist. He feels like a lobbyist to me. And you know who he's going to be lobbying for? It's not going to be government employees. It's going to be FedEx or Amazon or some other company or all of them. Gosh, let me just ask them, is this going to get fixed? Well, just a minute ago, I said that it's going to get fixed after the midterms. Hold on. Whoa, okay. Remember what I just said about how everything is being done on the down low? The only people that are doing this visibly is Nancy Pelosi and the Jan 6 Commission. Everything else that's happening is happening under the covers, under the cover of darkness, underground. Okay, so they just told me that Dejoy is going to be charged with a federal crime. News, breaking news. I did not know that until just now, literally just right now. They started talking about mail tampering and how that's a federal crime. Isn't that a federal crime? Mail tampering, something to do with mail tampering. He's going down. Dejoy's going down. Who's FedEx? Does Dejoy have stock in FedEx? Somebody has stock in FedEx. Dejoy's going down. Federal crime. Mail tampering. They can't tell you right now. It can't be known. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I think, what the hell am I doing telling people stuff? What the hell? Well, at some point, I do try to censor things. If they tell me don't tell you, I don't tell you because I don't want to, I'm nobody, right? I mean, but, you never know who's watching. Right. And then they just showed me, oh my God, I need to call Linda G and tell her this. This is hilarious. And Whimsy. Whimsy was always on about the Russians from the very beginning. Whimsy was on. They just showed this Russian dude who's been assigned to watch all of our psychic political people. I mean, we're being monitored. And that's funny because last week I have a friend who's super psychic and he's got some great information about Lindsey Graham. I'm trying to convince him to come on. So far, no luck, but he has really good information about Lindsey Graham. And he told me, Susan, you need to be careful with your political readings. And then my last live, in the middle of me saying something about Barr Bannon, my feed just dropped. And I was interfered with. I'm telling you, I was interfered. I've got it on good. And I still don't know what I was saying. People are like, what were you saying? I don't know. I'm channeling. I don't know. So anyway, Dejoy. Federal crimes. I can't wait. Okay, where's my thing? I don't know. Oh, here it is. All right. Telling you I'm going to send this thing off. I'm going to blow the ceiling off with this. I've already got a drywall guy on speed dial. Get 2 or 3 of them. Hook them all together and send them all at the same time. Anyway, all right. Sorry, I digress again. Deep breath. Okay. Now you know why it's so hard for me to keep Susan out. Like, get over there. Stay out of the way. Okay, Wayne Bottomley says, this is a great question that I've talked to the guides about this. I'm hesitant to talk about it on YouTube, to be honest with you. He says, and why are so many otherwise intelligent and well-meaning people refusing to get vaccinated? Well, they're part of a cult. You know, look up cult. Look up how many very intelligent, college-educated people and just basically smart people, regardless of their education level, have been victims of cults. It's more common than you think, people. They've been victims of a cult. It started out, in my opinion, and I just won't back down from this, they're racist. The cult has to have some opening, right? Like a lot of times I heard this guy that was a cult, ex-cult leader who is now a guy who deprograms cult people and talks about cults and works with the federal government. He talked about how on college campuses, they have these women and men that go out and talk to people who are kind of quiet, maybe a little bit nerdy or studious, that have just been through a breakup or had some kind of big loss in their life. Maybe they flunked an exam, or maybe they, whatever happened in their life and they're a little bit sad. That's the entry. They need a little crack in your facade. And then they exaggerate that. They go in. And so with these people, in my opinion, and I will ask my guides right now, yes, don't tell me a whole bunch of stuff. I can't listen to all that. I just asked you one simple question. So yes, they're racist. I mean, they want to talk about conforming. They think that it's not just racist. It is racist. I mean, you just boil all the things you just told me down to one word and it's racist. But they want to talk about truly Jim Crow South. They're talking to me about the Jim Crow South, conforming. Whites do this, other races do that. Conforming. You need to conform to your station in life. I mean, I hate it. It makes my blood boil. I'm not even going to be able to do this video if I don't calm down. Okay, so once again, I'm take a drink of water, which will ground me. I hope y'all are not as upset as I am. Okay, so they're part of a cult. The bigger question, Wayne, in my opinion, why did I do that? Is why are they killing their own people? Why are they suggesting that these people not? What is that about? Oh, that's different than I thought. Okay, right. Okay, so who's leading the cult? Who started this? Who started this, right? It's not Americans. It's not Americans. It's a country that starts with an R, and they don't care if we die. The more people that die, the more, what they're trying to do is cause division. This is what they're doing right now in Ukraine, causing division. Remember, a week ago, we didn't even know that Germany wasn't supporting Ukraine and was supporting Russia. We didn't even know that. We didn't realize that Germany got their heating oil and gas from Russia because they shut down all their nuclear plants. We didn't think about these things. Oh, snap. Now there's division. German citizens got mad and actually they fired one of the German high-ranking naval officers because he was caught on video telling somebody that Ukraine was Russia's. And why are we worried about that? That's gone. Let's move on. Well, the German citizens didn't think very highly of that, so he's gone. What did Russia do? Cause division in Germany, cause division in the United States. Right now, the Republicans are pro-Russia. Tucker Carlson is played on Russia state TV. He's causing division. So if his, propaganda cult that's played through Tucker Carlson, through Fox News, through all these things, and this is for entertainment purposes only, kills people, then that's just more division, right? It's good. It's terrible. We have a lot of work to do here, folks. Okay, so let's go on. Cindy P. Hi, Cindy P. I hope you're recovering from your hip replacement surgery. Okay, Pennsylvania Senate and governor race have Democratic Attorney General Josh Shapiro coming up against Jan Sixers and a few other pro-Trump candidates. Okay, so how does it look for both Dems? So it turns out that John Fetterman is up against Dr. Oz. I mean, this is another one that just, who were these people? I mean, I wasn't ever a Dr. Oz fan, but my God, as he just drank the Kool-Aid, right? I mean, maybe they were in hiding this whole time and now their true colors are coming out. I don't know. So let me break this down. Is Josh Shapiro gonna win? Oh, I don't even want to tell you, Cindy. Okay. It doesn't look good right now. I have to just tell you what they're telling me. If I don't honor spirit, then they don't honor me. I'm not working with them, correct? So it doesn't look good for Josh Shapiro right now. Today. It's early. We've got some time, but I think what that means is that he needs a boost. He needs more FaceTime, okay? I know that your son works in politics. Josh Shapiro needs more FaceTime, and I mean a lot of FaceTime. 3 times a week, he needs to be on some video somewhere, whether it's a show, his own podcast, his own YouTube channel. He needs FaceTime. That's the number one thing he needs, FaceTime. Okay? Please, for the love of God, tell somebody. Okay, that will help him. John Fetterman is looking really good to me. He's strong. John Fetterman is strong against Dr. Oz. So that's what I have to say. Shapiro needs some help, girlfriend. Okay. Malka Z, what's happening with Bill Barr? What's happening with Bill Barr? Will he cooperate with January 6th committee? Any Putin information will be greatly welcome. Will he continue to leave Russia, and so for how much longer? Malta, that's a lot of questions. Let's see. I just heard Bill Barr's cooperating. Yes, Bill Barr is cooperating. It's Bannon. Bannon is the real. Bill Barr understands the law and understands the, what are they saying? The delicacies? I don't know. They're showing me really thin lines that could break. Okay, so he understands where the line is, and he understands that this line is very fragile, and it will break, and then boom, you're on the wrong side. You've broken the law. The line is he has gotten the line to where it's so fragile that he could very easily break the law right now. He's trying very hard to stay in his lane, and he's doing that by cooperating. He's cooperating. Yeah, I just read the second part of your thing. Will he cooperate with the Jan 6 committee? Yes. Putin, for entertainment purposes only.